1612 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. And since COVID pandemic, a little bit of back and forth, and I guess simultaneously. Just like I worked in corporate America and ran my own businesses offline, I like to be both offline and online with respect to my businesses. For a long time, once we realized that the internet was here to stay, I started to get a passion for, we need to have an online presence. And I really believe almost everybody who wants to have a personal brand, who wants to stand out in their industry, whether you're in corporate America, in the offline world or online world, you want to have some sort of online presence. Why? Because nowadays, everybody looks you up, right? I was not an early adopter. I guess I was an early adopter for the internet, but not with respect to business and life. As an engineer and scientist and nerdy person, I was always really attracted to and interested in the internet. But in my offline world, and as it was developing, I was busy raising my family, working in corporate America, running my own businesses, and didn't have the time or energy to explore and look into it and learn about it, right? Was busy learning different things, busy trying to figure out how to be a mom and a wife, etc. So it wasn't until after my divorce that in 2017, I finally had the opportunity to say, okay, I am separating. We've had to separate all of our assets as part of the divorce, so as in many states we do. And so after that, I got the opportunity to say, okay, well, what do I really want to do? I was old enough that I could probably have retired, not really as old as most people retire, but I could have probably retired, but I was like, what am I going to do then? Because I'd be super duper bored. And my vision was failing and had been failing for a long time, but it was just a matter of time till it reached the point where I was legally blind. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to just sit around and grow old. I'm not going to sit around and listen to the world around me. I need to participate, interact, and continue moving forward. And what happens with my vision. It's not really that important in terms of what I want to do, who I want to be, how I want to show up in the world. It's a part of me, but it's not who I am. I do not consider myself legally blind, even though I absolutely positively am. I still do as many things as I possibly can, including my makeup, which is very scary on some days. But you find tricks, you find strategies, you find ways to continue moving forward no matter what life dishes out, no matter what comes our way, right? And there's a whole area of belief that we attract everything to us, and I'm like, I don't know what it is that I don't want to see that has been a part of my life, but maybe there is something to that. I don't know. So today, for Supersize Your Business, our topic, our relationship-related idiom to coincide with the annual challenge, the BU 365-day challenge this year that I'm doing, is made for each other. So I researched a little, like I do whenever I'm looking at an idiom, because I don't know where they came from, how long they've been around. I know if I've heard of them or not and what I think they mean. So I go into my research, with curiosity, saying, well, what does this really mean? What the heck is the history of it? Where did it come from? And why do people believe it? And how could we apply it to our business today? So today, made for each other has been around since the 1100s, which is a really, really old idiom, right? Not as old as some, but it's pretty darn old. And I found a really fun article about 12 signs that you're made for each other. And so I took that and I said, okay, well, what does this mean? And how can I use this to know if my business and I are made for each other? If the business I'm supersizing and growing is the right business for me? Because I've been involved in businesses that were great businesses, but they weren't the right business for me. And so I did not choose to grow those businesses and supersize them. I grew them and improved them, and then sold them to someone else so that they could supersize them, somebody that it was really a great fit for. So that was a fun one today. It was actually kind of fun. I think it probably went pretty long. Sorry. And our annual challenge, the BU 365-day challenge, day 174 today already. We talked about intimacy. Now, intimacy is not an easy topic for me to talk about. Why? Personally, because there's a bug in here. I don't like big flying bugs. I'm not a bug person anymore, I guess. I didn't used to mind bugs. I love the outdoors, but yeah, this is like a big scary looking flying bug. It's probably like a mayfly or something, but okay, getting creeped out. It likes my lights. All right, it can stay on my lights and leave me alone. So intimacy was our topic today, our relationship related topic for the annual challenge. And I'm not going to lie, when I first realized, and I created the calendar, right? I created the topics, so I have no one to blame but myself. And it's obviously, when it makes me uncomfortable, I know it's something I need to learn more about. I need to explore more, and I need to understand. And I just needed to expand my understanding and my definition of what intimacy is, what it means to me, and how we look at it. And I realized that there's not just one. Intimacy is not just sex. Lo and behold, that is, in my mind, intimacy has to do with sex. Therefore, it's only my business and it's only your business. We don't talk about it. What I choose to do in my intimate life, my intimate relationships, is none of your business. What you choose to do in your life and your intimate relationships is none of my business. It's why I struggle with all of this nonsense that's going on politically right now in the whole wokeism thing. It's because it doesn't matter. We are all different. We are all individuals. What we choose outside of work and outside is nobody else's business. And I know some people disagree with me on that, but as good human beings, we accept everyone, and we understand that we are all different. There's good and bad in all of us. There's positives and negatives in other people's opinion, weaknesses and strengths. That's what makes the world such an amazing place, is that we are different and we want and choose and desire different things. And I'm of the mind that if what you're doing doesn't negatively impact or hurt me or harm me in any way, then you just be you, and that means let me be myself too. And there's things that don't matter in different settings. This whole move toward paying attention to the color of people's skin and putting people down if they happen to be white, that is the epitome and the definition of racism. And so I feel like in a lot of instances, we as a society, at least according to the media and politicians, are going backwards. But I really think that we're smarter than that. We human beings are smarter than that. We Americans are definitely smarter than that. And we're not buying into the narrative and the media and all their manipulative crap. Because you know why? We think for ourselves. We have the ability to think for ourselves. At least the people my age, we were still allowed to think for ourselves when we were in grade school and college. And yeah, there were rules and regulations and things, but you still were allowed to be a little independent and have your own brain and your own thinking. Nowadays, it seems like for the last about 20 years or so, that's been stomped out of people. And I stand up and say that's not okay. It's not okay for a small group of people to manipulate the rest. That's called communism, and that's not what we're looking for, or socialism, and that's not what we're looking for in America. And if you are, there's a whole lot of countries that are experimenting with that and have been for decades. Go live in one of them. I really, really believe that. Let's leave America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the amazing place that it is. And I'm getting way off on a tangent. I didn't mean to get off on. Why? Because I'm avoiding the topic of intimacy. So I learned, number one, there's 4 types of intimacy, 5 levels of intimacy, and there's 10 signs of if you're of intimacy in a relationship. And so I shared those in the BU 365-day challenge. You can go to my Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page, or you can go to the Get Up and Go Facebook group. It's a group, a private group, so you have to join it. You got to answer the questions. But in there are all 10 Get Up and Go challenges from 2020 and 2021, 30-plus day challenges, and some other segments, other guides, as well as this year's whole challenge, all 174 after it gets in there today, days of and lessons of our annual challenge this year. I don't have the 4 previous annual challenges in there. They're on different pages. If you're curious about that, ask, and I can tell you where they are, and you can go find them. So talk about intimacy again, hard topic because of my closed-minded definition of it from the past. But I'm so frameworking myself today, and I'm going to broaden and change that definition for myself. And our action item today is to just think about what intimacy is to you and where you are now, what you want it to be, and just journal or write about it, or share in the comments below. Excuse me, your definition of intimacy. My granddaughter's coming back today. I'm watching my granddaughter while my daughter and son-in-law are in Alaska. She's been with her other grandparents, my daughter's in-laws' for the last few days, and they've sent pictures. She's having an absolute blast. I suspect she's running them ragged just like she does me, but I miss her, so I miss her energy, so I'm so excited to get to spend the next 4 or 5 days with her. But if I can help you in any way, please hit me up and ask. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer questions. And I do not talk about politics, religion, intimacy, unless it's the topic of the conversation based on what we're learning in the BU 365-day challenge. But if you are feeling stuck, or you're just like, gosh, I don't know what to do next, and you've tried and you've been working on some stuff, you've got some idea, but you're not sure, hit me up either through pajamagrandma@gmail.com on Voxer, or direct message me, and I'll find a couple of minutes to help you out. I like to be able to give back and help people when they're stuck, because I know how tough it's been as I've been building and supersizing and growing my own businesses and living my own life, to feel like I was all alone and I really didn't know who I was going to ask. So I want to make sure I'm always a resource as humanly possible to be that. And if you listen to my videos, then I definitely want to be a resource and help for you, because it's important to me that I can give back in any way possible. All right, not in any way possible. I take that back. In the ways that I can, when I can. If 100 people hit me up with their questions immediately, I would be in trouble. But the cool thing I've learned about life is that most people won't ask. They don't ask for what they want. They don't ask for help. And I've been guilty of that in the past too. And it's not a strength. We think it's a strength, but it's actually a weakness, because it keeps us stuck where we are. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.